All right, everybody, welcome back to During Business Hours. I'm Christopher, and that's Eric, and this is our show. What are we doing today, Eric? What's the news? What's the scoop?
Monkeypox. Nancy Pelosi, Taiwan.
Oh, it blew up like I said. Did they kill her? They kidnapped her.
No.
She's being held for banana ransom.
No, she's all right. She's the first and highest ranked U.S. government official to visit Taiwan in years. So they're waiting to see if China tries to kidnap her on her way home or denounces us.
The CCP would never do such a thing. The great and honorable Xi Jinping would never do something so drastic. It would be all those, what do they call it? Chinese Muslims, that broke out of the camps. Not camps. They broke out of the centers for control.
Like camps. You got to concentrate and figure out what kind of camp they are.
Stop it. Can't say that online. Okay, but I really thought if she went over there, can I say she and them? What? What's the proper neutral pronouns for Nancy Pelosi?
Is she neutral? Are they neutral?
I don't know, but that face just looks like fucking shovel. And I don't know if a shovel
now you're
is
being
like,
mean.
Yeah. I don't know if a shovel is like they, them, there, or Caesar's them.
Just making fun of her looks.
Have you ever watched Nancy Pelosi speak?
No?
No, you should. It's like a level 4 boss on Resident Evil. I love my ice cream.
Is that a line from Resident Evil?
That's what they said.
I played a lot of Resident Evils and I've never heard that.
No, not on Resident Evil, in Nancy Pelosi's house. You really thought it was okay? Yeah,
that's why I was like, wait a minute.
They're touching their 0 degree sub-zero freezer. Yes, we have $500,000 worth of gelato. I just love gelato. I love my ice cream. Have you never seen this clip?
No.
Oh my God! Every American has a drawer just for ice cream, right? Oh, this is back when COVID was going on.
Flavors, but chocolate, and then we have some other chocolate here.
See, I've always felt a connection with you, and now I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Since you've been isolating in your house, how much of your regular diet do you think is ice cream and candy?
Well, as much as possible. It is. I enjoy it. I like it better than anything else. And I don't know why, but it seems to agree with me. I have a lot of energy, and we just got restocked the ice cream right for Easter Sunday because we were, shall we say, enjoying. I don't know what I would have done if ice cream were not invented. I just wonder.
I agree. I don't know who I am without it. Well, thank you for that.
Can you not tell me that's not a fucking boss from Resident Evil?
Maybe one of the sub-villains.
It's level 4. That's not 10, that's not 20, that's not 30, that's like level 4. Some creepy ass person who was making ice cream got infected with the T-virus and is just like, I don't know what I would do if ice cream wasn't invented.
They shoot an ice cream cannon out of their arm or something.
Just Sub-Zero. Yeah. Just fucking crazy. Spent $8 for Nancy Pelosi's ice cream. All I gotta say is, the boy should find some good ice cream.
I could not resist the name. All I have to say is this better be worth the $8 freaking bucks I spent on this dumb thing.
I'm just gonna freeze it there because he's bitching about a pint of ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to Cold Stones, I think this is the problem with America's. Like, it's like $10 or $11 for a medium, which is like 4 ounces. Baskin Robbins is still reasonably priced. I don't want to say that.
Photo journal.
Who have chosen their whiteness over democracy.
Hey, Nancy, have you looked in the mirror lately? Come here. You're white.
Other thing that we're getting we're sending stuff over to the Senate. Well, most of the product that we've done is, except now we may have added in the last day or so, and some of what we added is Senate. to the bill, like hearing. Bernie doesn't like hearing. Excuse me. Bernie loves hearing. Manchin doesn't want hearing in the bill and all that stuff. So some is Senate oriented, and then we had the family medical need. We figured if they're putting things in, then we can put something in, even if Manchin doesn't like it. So
this is your fucking speaker, okay? This is the House Speaker. Just, I can't believe you've never watched any of her speeches.
Well, every time I watch anything political, it makes me angry.
It's not even just...
It's all just a waste of time.
10, 12, 21.
Well, I think you all could do a better job of selling
Oh, Nancy.
This woman again.
some and inform others of how we are here. 43 years ago, with the Taiwan Relations Act, America made a bedrock promise to always stand with Taiwan.
With or without the
On this
CCP?
strong foundation, we have built a thriving partnership, grounded in our shared values of self-government and self-determination, focused on our mutual security interests in the region and across the world, committed to the economic ties that power prosperity for all of our people.
我们这一次的来访呢，
So how often do you think that she believes the shit that comes out of her mouth? That's my question.
Politicians just speak stuff.
Just
They vote however they're paid to. It doesn't really, don't gotta believe nothing if you're a puppet.
just speak stuff? They just speak
It's all on a teleprompter.
I'm just saying, if I made as much money with insider trading that Nancy Pelosi has made, it's verifiable insider trading. Nobody in the world gets away with the shit she gets and her husband get away with. The DUI, the recklessness, the COVID problems, and now fucking insider trading. I'm telling you, she's like pressing a level 5 Resident Evil boss. That's all she needs is like a mixture of monkeypox and some COVID-20. Boom.
Boom, done. That's the
That's it.
T-Virus. Umbrella Academy. Or
Exactly.
Umbrella
Just lock
Academy
everyone in the house.
Corporation.
And the speaker can be patient 0, and then she'll infect everyone with ice cream, $8 pint, whatever bullshit in her Sub-Zero freezer. Have people's heads inside that ice cream, like brains, like she's a zombie.
Brain matter.
Oh God!
That's how she sneaks it into her diet.
Just everything she talks, you see the way she talks is just. I think she's undead. I really thought Biden recently looked undead. She's been looking undead. The 11s are sticking up. For anyone who has never seen Life Stinks, there was a joke in there, like a homeless man at a shelter was like, he doesn't have much time. His 11s are sticking up, points his fingers out and goes, his 11s, the back of his neck, and it's the muscles behind your neck that you're fat and like everything's eating itself. So it just looks like the 2 neck muscles are there. He's like, yeah, he's about to die. Sure as shit, the next day the guy dies. And so for the longest time, I've used his 11s are sticking up. And their 11s are going hard in the paint. So Arc Raiders, huh?
Arc Raiders.
Hey everyone, Durrani here from VG247.com, and here's everything we know so far about Arc Raiders.
Is this modern day or does this look like Rust?
This is a semi-future. The Ark is a group of robot aliens that showed up and came to plunder the planet. So this is like the resistant force of people who are trying to fight them, take the Earth back. The art style looks awesome. Gameplay looks awesome.
Arc Raiders is
Gives me the vibe of Rust.
a sci-fi co-op
Yeah,
free-to-play
and it's
third-person
like,
shooter coming to PC, PS5, and
kinda
Xbox Series X and S
Monster Hunter-y.
sometime in 2022.
You kill them, you get parts, you craft new shit.
Embark Studios have a lot of the developers who used
But,
to
like,
make DICE back in the day.
Look at how actiony it is. Or even Lost Planet a little bit, if you remember that game.
Movement and the weapons do look a little bit like Battlefronts.
Horizon Zero Dawn, of course, giant robots.
Uniting together to fight the Ark, who are an advanced robot species from space. The overall aesthetic of Arc Raiders is retro 80s space pilot. It does look to be set on Earth, but the time or year is not known yet. It is a looter shooter, and the website reads, wield tools and gadgets to outsmart the enemy, come prepared and plan ahead, but sometimes you'll have to wing it. So we can assume that weapon builds...
So where's the aliens?
The robots are the aliens.
That's it?
Yeah.
There's got to be something running the robots.
That's what you got to figure out.
Reads unrehearsed, do the unexpected, improvise, use physics your surrounding, and your wits to your advantage. So we might see some procedurally generated encounters here, and enemies in missions that are randomized, or some form of in-game director changing up the missions on the fly. We have seen 2 of the raiders, which is who we'll be playing as, a human named Celeste and a droid named Lance.
And they're like characters, kind of Overwatchy kind of thing.
Why are they very like risque with the clothing on that?
That's the
robot?
The 80s aesthetic. Everything's pinup.
Different characters have different abilities and perks that will put them into roles in your squad, like medic, assault, or sniper, that sort of stuff. I expect there'll be loads of characters to choose from, because from the gameplay shown, it is possibly up to 7 players co-op. That's what we can see on screen, but that might be wishful thinking, and some of those players on screen might be AI. There are details about 2 of the weapons. Of course, we can see that there is more weapons like assault rifles and what appears to be a grenade launcher, but the ones that are detailed on the official website are the snap hook, which can be used for traversing the map, but also latching onto enemies to drag them down. But more interestingly is the howitzer, which is a giant cannon that requires 2 or 3 of your squad to operate, which you're going to be needing to fight some of the larger enemies like the Baron. It seems there is a lot of space for creative approaches in combat in Arc Raiders, jump pads, dismembering robots, pinning them down with the snap hook, and using night as cover to set up ambushes. The environment,
well, the drones,
great. And here are some screenshots and artwork you might not have seen before.
Drones hunting you down, send a big old robot after you.
This reminds me of a game. Came out with the PS4. What was the name? It's like Halo. Guy with the yellow shield on his face. God, what was the name of that fucking game? That just look
Yellow Shield? I know Blackout had a guy with the yellow shield. Not Blackout, Haze. That was PS3.
Haze. Yeah, I think it was Haze. The yellow face shield.
Was that PS4?
Yeah, it's PS4.
But that one was crazy because it was like the Haze drug helps cure all your illnesses, but it was like a mind control serum. That was a wild game.
Yeah, the freaking, what was that? That show, that movie. No, because it has definitely a couple of signs of that show, but then it also reminds me of Ark. Not Ark, but Rust, where you build your own stuff. But that would be a cool aesthetic, I guess. Rust
was always cool because you're a guy with a rock, and then at the end of the tech tree, you've got handcrafted AKs and shit like that. That was always cool.
You know, we just had that customer, Chris, the OnePlus. Took them 2 days to get me the damn info and then asked me if I want to. So for the record here, we get a lot of customers that are friendly, and I call it gatekeeping when I have other people handle the intake for me, because unfortunately I get a lot of people that claim they know me. Like I'm some Mr. fucking popular because I own the business. Half of the people or more, I just don't want to talk to.
Daily, I get about 4 people who announce
one
themselves.
One or 2 a week get my number somehow from a friend of a person, and somehow like, oh yeah, I know Chris, or, you know, I'm friends with Chris for like 10 years, whatever. But so this person, friend of a previous employee, or more than a friend, I guess, broke the phone. We sold him like 2 years ago. We sold it to him with cell helmet. They had broken the screen, the front, back, and camera. And I quoted them like $500. I was trying to get them to give me the password. They finally gave it to me today. Test it, confirm they don't got cell helmet installed. They have the card with the box. They never scratched it off or activated it, because we leave it in the hands of the customer to activate. If you don't know what cell helmet is, it's an insurance premium and a screen protector. Now, the screen protector is liquid, so you can't really verify it's been applied, but it's one of those things, we apply it for you, and you are told 24 hours you must activate that. I think that's the window for fuck-ups where they don't have to pay customers out.
Yeah, they put a 24-hour wait on it, and then you have 30 days to file.
That's crazy, because a lot of people bust their shit and they haven't activated it. It's weird. But so this is one of those times where all of a sudden, well, no, you activated it for me. You did that. You're liable for it. Well, no, unfortunately, I'm not. This is why we have you activate it, because they restrict it for 24 hours. And so then they ask me, hey, what would you do? I'm like, I'd fix the phone. Of course, I'm biased because then I make money. But the downside is I'm not going to fix it for free. I gave you the parts quote price for front and back is like $499 for the 9 Pro, whatever.
The Nord N9.
No, it's a OnePlus.
Or the OnePlus.
OnePlus 9 Pro T, 9T Pro, whatever. And then it became, oh, well, I don't have the money for a month. Can you loan me the money? And then it was, oh, well, can you loan me the money? I make you payments. Well, we know from experience with that cocksucker Charles, who, oh, you know, grandma died, this, that, the other. No, we're not going to fix it for you. No, we're not going to do it for free. And then we had to blacklist his phone. It's not our job. We don't want to, but we will blacklist customers' phones if like you don't pay us and we've done a repair to it, because then we're on the hook for it. So why would we let you walk around working on it? And if you own a business similar to an electronics store, there's always a way to get your money. For us, it's typically we threaten the blacklist, send them a request. Hey, you got 72 hours to pay it. And then it goes to blacklist. And so if you end up coming in and paying it, you've paid for the services, but I'm not removing the blacklist. So that's where Charles is at. He's still very pissed. And then he wanted us to fix his Note 8. So I think he ended up paying with credit card so he could charge it back and try and get some value out of it.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't know the password to that phone that we fixed. So now he wants to return the parts. I'm like, nope, not even talking to you, just ignoring you. So funny. But so, yeah, we're going to move forward on the 9T, but I requested a down payment of $400 and now it's a problem, which is so funny. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. You know, it's crazy the shit people go to. The freaking slime came out amazing today though. The butter.
That was gonna say the butter slime you were working on.
So we make a butter slime and I keep having this like, I either want like a rubber duck color slime or a butter feeling butter slime. One I could like take a chunk and put it on top of a waffle and watch it melt. That's what I want. So I made it today and I was like, whichever one, if it feels more sturdy, it'll be a rubber duck. If it feels like gooey, it'll be butter. Sure as shit, it turned out perfect. Nice.
I can't do the
noise. Yeah. So it turned out fucking primo. And so we go and we're doing the labels. I got Rudo doing the tag labels with the Instagram. So I got to update the website. But boy, man, that shit, it's like $90 to make 100 of those. So it's like 90 cents a piece, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely. I just thought it was crazy how on par that yellow went.
It's very yellow, straight Laffy Taffy.
It was
just that good butter color.
Exactly. It was perfect. I had to use a whole bottle of the yellow and then the clay that we used. But boy, starting a slime business we're a week behind schedule already from what I thought I would launch. But we got the products ready, so that's all that matters. It was good to know. It's a good environment for testing. Because even if I make one of those a day and sell it, that's like $500-600 continuous.
That's each match.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had a stock that was moving.
Absolutely. The other thing you saw, they bounced the Batgirl movie for 90 million in.
They're 90 million into it, and they're like, nope, canceled.
Is this the actress? Leslie Grace film title role, which is permanently shelved. Hollywood observers and the amount of money wasted, Warner Brothers discovered and announced Tuesday it's shelving all plans to release nearly finished Batgirl film. Leslie Grace, originally planned with a $75 million budget, had rocketed up to $90 million due to COVID-related delays. It was delayed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah, whose credits include 2020 Will Smith and Martin Lawrence vehicle Bad Boys for Life, as well as the recent Disney series Miss Marvel. Very underwhelming. The statement, decision was not released. Batgirl reflects our leadership's strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max. Talented actress decision does not reflect her performance. No, Warner Brothers has not replied to a request for NPR for comment. I wonder why. $90 million just to throw it away. You can write it off. I get that. Latina actress leading film, but this work of hundreds, not thousands of people spent many months in their lives working on. He said this movie is also one of the first trans characters based in a trans character that is in the comic books played by a trans actor. Michael Keaton was returning to play Batman in this movie. He was really seen by the fandom with a certain degree of excitement. On Tuesday, Variety reported the film had been planned under Warner Media. So The fate of Batgirl, according to Variety, seems to have been tied up in the strategy wars, and jettisoned Batgirl would allow Warner Brothers' Discovery project off on its taxes. Like I said. Signed by the news. The one day, inshallah. Okay, so Batman since we were little kids. DC Extended Universe, brief moment. Batgirl for life. This is going to be one of those things where it did test poorly. I tested in the 30s, which anybody knows. If you test in the 30s, you fail math and you redo 8th grade. Batgirl is a lousy movie. What? Johnny Olinsky.
Testing on it was low?
Very low. 30s out of 100. So here's what I was about to talk about. So Variety says that the fate of Batgirl is strikingly different than that of the upcoming film, The Flash, which is stated and released in June 23. Miller, who uses pronouns they, them, is currently facing a new slew of legal issues. They were arrested twice in Hawaii earlier this year on charges of assault, disorderly conduct, harassment. Parents of an 18-year-old in North Dakota have also filed legal claims saying he groomed, controlled their child for years. To date, Very observes Ezra Miller has not spoken publicly to any allegations. Warner Brothers has not really made any public declarations about it. I was excited about the Flash movie. There was 3 variations of him. It was supposed to be Flashpoint. All these other Batmans were coming in. It was going to be great. And then all of a sudden he turned into be a fucking weirdo who was grooming kids and beating up women and doing all kinds of shit in public. He did. He groomed a girl from when she was younger than 18. And
That's
then
grooming, yeah.
Kidnapped her. And this is disclosed on a 60-minute interview. Kidnapped her, told her everything would be okay. Stay with me. I'm going to save your life. Escape the Matrix, similar to some Andrew Tate shit. At the same time, Batgirl met the axe. Warner Brothers Discovery also announced that the movie Scoob, A Holiday Haunt, has been shelved. It was the sequel to 2020 Scoob. Variety wrote, these are trying times and parents may be grateful to have a virtual babysitter distract their kids for 90 minutes, in which case Scoob is surely effective at sitting more than the fish tank. That's crazy. Scoob was a horrible movie. My kids didn't like it either. That's nuts.
Movies just taking an L.
A lot of movies. There's not a lot of good movies right now, which is crazy. I haven't seen many out there. But monkeypox is back in the news. Mm-hmm. You heard about that?
They're still trying to say it's a gay disease, so if you're not gay, it's okay. You won't catch it. That was something that was trending on Twitter earlier today that I was trying to find again. A doctor saw someone with the distinct rash on the subway, and they were like, hey, you might want to isolate. I'm a doctor, and that's monkeypox. And the guy had already seen his doctor, and the doctor said, you're not a homosexual, so you're good to go.
Oh, my God.
Which is some
Let's turn off your ad blocking software to view this site.
Sacramento Bees betraying us?
I'll turn off my ad blocker, you stupid cunt. Okay. Shares firsthand experience. That's a lot of ads. Jesus.
That's how they keep their news great.
Gavin Newsom Monday declaring state of emergency in California for monkeypox. Now recorded more than 50 probable confirmed cases of virus among local and state health officials say they needed more vaccines to help curb the growing outbreak. Case count for update reported to the cumulative case count for monkeypox at 52.
Did you see the Cracker Barrel drama?
No.
Cracker Barrel released Beyond sausages, the Beyond Meat.
I don't get the hype with Beyond Meat, man.
It's a cool new vegetarian option. Everyone's hyped for it.
No,
but the folks over at Cracker Barrel are losing their mind.
Why?
So I'll send you.
I'm just gonna look.
Cracker Barrel Beyond Meat sausage. But anyway, so they just posted a picture. It's just little sausages, hash browns, eggs with a little Impossible flag in it, and they're like, New meat frontiers experience this out-of-the-world flavor of the impossible
Vegetarian
sausage.
news.
Yeah. So there's the picture.
That doesn't look like sausage to me. It looks like dirt.
Looks exactly
That looks like
sausage.
no. That looks like dirt. Look at the sides.
Exactly like a sausage patty.
You've seen the die cut stickers that I bought for the slime company, right?
Uh-huh.
The reason it doesn't look like a real sticker is because it almost looks like it's precision laser cut. It's too good. That looks too good. That's why it's called impossible. They just don't look right.
It's impossible. It's not meat.
It's not meat. They look weird. They taste even worse.
But the 3 most choice comments on their Facebook post were, "Don't ever try to push that crap in my direction. Stick to the basics that made your franchise a success." We also have, "Are you kidding me? Who do you think your customer base is? I still order the double meat breakfast and it's not even on the menu anymore." And then you just lost your customer base. Congratulations on being woke and going broke. How does this hurt anyone who still wants to eat meat? You're not forced to order it.
The people don't need to speak their mind the way they do because it's really shitty. But I am a big proponent of if you want to bitch, do your thing. Mm-hmm. Just be tactful about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't do it just to do it. Don't be like, I'm bored today, so I'm gonna fuck somebody's day up.
I'm gonna fight somebody.
Like the George Fisher guy. If you haven't known, we place Facebook ads. We're pretty prevalent in Facebook for repairs, electronics, sales, buybacks, bath and body stuff. Yeah. A lot of different things we run Facebook ads for. But we got some guy named George Fisher, and I'll put up a picture of him. If any of you guys have ever heard or know this guy, tell him to fuck off. Don't know who he is.
You can't dox him like that, though.
It looks like a fake account. I don't care. It's a name and a picture of a bike. It's not doxing. There's no address. I don't know who he is, and he has verbally libeled me, saying that I've stolen people's financial information. Bitch, I don't need your financial information. I bet I could get it on the black market for $5, your entire data pack.
I can buy it straight from Comcast, but that's not good.
There's a whole other thing. I could know what you like for Sunday dinner in 10 minutes. That's how scary the world is. People don't understand. We don't need to get your credit card information. That's insured. Sure, somebody could run it up and hope that UPS doesn't stop a package, but more than likely, the package will be stopped. Everything will be refunded. You're not going to get any money from somebody's credit card. You have to have the tangible bills. Robbing people is not as easy as it used to be. And I'm assuming he's probably over 50 because the way he was trying to be derogatory and hateful on the comments was, F that guy, he's an owner, he's a sleazebag, he effed me over, stole my financial information, they're going to rob you blind. Talking about previous employees who were working for me. Unfortunately, I don't think he knows that it's been that long, and I don't know who this guy is. So it's obviously over 2 years ago. But still, point being, fuck him. There's a tact to not try and fuck up somebody else's day. If you got something to say, cool. Speak your mind in an open platform. Facebook, cool. I'll hide your comment. Don't then go ham just because you feel good about it.
Because that's all he did. Put 3 of them on 3 different ads.
7.
7?
7. I removed 4 of them. All 7 current ads on buybacks. It was ridiculous. So I had to block and ban him. And this retard is probably still, he's got a mutual friend, the guy who wanted to do me to invest in his startup, his barbecue thing. Uh-huh. So then I went to him and I was like, hey, so CJ, do you know this guy? What's his name? Or what's his deal? And he's like, no, I don't know him. It's probably a random ad. Somebody I just might know. I'm like, cool. Good to know. Go ahead and block him too. You know, if he's doing this to my company and I don't know him, he's probably going to do the same to you. He's probably a guy who didn't get some warranty after 9 months of breaking or pissing on his fucking phone. I don't know. But I never dealt with him. The fun part is it brought up a conversation with CJ about why didn't I invest into his company? And I was like, well, I'm moving for one. Didn't know that at the time, but I did want to invest in your company. I told you to bring me 3 perspectives.
Yeah, you needed the business perspective, like a mission statement or something.
What are you going to do? What's your plans? What's your goals? What do you want?
Yeah.
How are you going to get there? I'm not going to give you 25 grand just to spend on inventory and say, we'll make it work. That's not a good investment. I want somebody who's going to do the work. I'm invested in a few companies and they all have made it work. One hasn't. That's what the Monterey, the Steve 55.
That's how investment goes sometimes. That one at least.
I got some return. I didn't lose a bunch of money, but
it's canceled, gone under, whatever.
He's probably dead in a ditch somewhere. It's unfortunate.
He lives with his mom. He's doing fine.
He's not online?
He's not online?
No, not anymore.
They had to cancel the internet so he doesn't pay rent.
Yeah, oh God. It's crazy. That one. But people can be tactful. I've been pissed off at somebody before, and I'll say my thing, say my piece, and back up. That's my opinion. I'll defend my opinion. But unless somebody stirs the bear, these people nobody's poked the bear, nobody's stirred the pot, and they still keep going. At what point do you stop kicking something just to say you've kicked it? Mm-hmm. And so the fucking Jimmy Dean thing. Sure, it's probably shitty. Why try and do that and then push it in everyone's faces or like, yay, we did this. It's not like they're moving everything over. I don't know. If it's just a Facebook post, then it's just probably one trending Facebook post that nobody cares about.
Yeah. Did you see we also had comments from a wig lady?
You had what?
We had comments from the wig lady, the one who bought the Metro only phone and then decided she wanted it on AT&T and it didn't work and she wanted to return it.
The one we offered store credit?
She tossed our signs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
She's back. She's back. She's messaging us again.
Why?
Because we've ripped her off. She is a fixed income, disabled, Social Security, single mother of 4, and we've ruined her life.
What? She paid $30 for... No, that's the girl who paid $15 for a charger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wasn't the one who bought a phone. The wig lady is the one who bought a charger for $15. And then we would give her store credit towards another one because she used it. And then not knowing she had a phone that didn't have wireless charging because she had broken one of her phones that had wireless charging, but the phone wouldn't work. So this woman shattered her phone 10 ways to Sunday, broke her charge port, or her kids, 2 little kids that were doing flips on our couch. We asked them to calm down. And then she bought a wireless charger and I was like, I don't think that's going to work. And she's like, oh, I'll make it work. I'm like, okay, is it for another phone? Yeah, it's for another phone. Cool. Goes outside, tries to plug it into her car. That's the weird part. It's not going to work. You need 5 volts, 1 amp minimum.
Yeah.
So it didn't work in her car and she was very upset, came back covered in soda. Nasty, like her kids wiped shit on it. Not even 2 minutes in the car. Screaming a storm for a refund. I'm like, no, unfortunately, A, the packaging is now damaged. B, there's a sign, we don't accept accessory refunds or returns.
Notified her.
And we're like, even if we did make an exception, we'll take our cost off of this. That's it. And give you store credit for either a full item or if we refund it, it'll be less our cost. So everyone wins. But no, she went apeshit and ran outside. F you, F this place. We're never going to deal with you again. Sent her kids to kick our signs down. Like, okay, cool. We appreciate it. Like, that's a good, have your little laugh, do your little thing. It's some people in this world, man. Like I was having a really good day today and I felt, I've been in a mood last couple of days, but I felt, what's the word? Full. Hyggen. Yeah. The Danish word for like warmth. Look it up.
Hyggen.
How
many umlauts does that have?
It's like Hyggin. I saw it on Billions a couple of weeks ago.
Hygge. Hygge.
Yep. Hygge.
It's a Danish and Norwegian word to describe a mood of coziness and comfortable conviviality, typically associated with wellness and contentment, warmth. Straight from Wikipedia.
Booyah.
So you feeling good today? Feeling warm?
Feeling
comfy?
I was.
What was?
I absolutely was. Got to shit on the kid for fucking up so much. We already know. If you haven't, I haven't actually updated.
I don't think you updated. This was yesterday.
You remember the 5 pumps that he did? Well, I offered the kids overtime. I said, you know what? Because this is a separate thing. I was like, I'll pay you cash and have you guys hang out with me, buy you dinner, whatever. We'll finish all 80 of them tonight. We can get it done fast.
After hours work is sick. You get a pizza, you get drinks.
Yeah, whatever.
You get paid a little bit extra. It's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of hang out, help me with these. I got to stay till 2 a.m. My daughter had lost her tooth after I left and came back. Turns out there was a pile of parts. Each one goes to a different machine. There's 80 machines. All 80 now have to be torn back down because this kid hid extra parts that he didn't put into these machines, that even one missing part would destroy the entire pump. Over 20 of them were missing parts. I did 45. Chris did 10, the other Chris. Josh did 15, 20. And every single one he touched was missing something. That's crazy. I was dumbfounded. So I stayed after that. When I came back for a $2 bill for my daughter's tooth, went back home, dropped that off, came back, stayed till 5. Going over 30 or 40 of them, found a bunch of parts, shit that wasn't in the boxes mixed up, pamphlets different. I don't understand how he did that. And then I came back the next day at like 11:30 because I was tired. That was the day you were off. And then Chris came and I told him, I was like, this is ridiculous. This is your friend. I get it, but I want to fire him. It's the dumbest thing I've seen. It was a willingness for ignorance from the start. Did not care that the project was a big contract that we hold every year, that we get hundreds of these a year. Didn't care for the value of that contract. Didn't care for the value of his job enough to say, hey, I have extra parts. No, the first thing he said when I told him, he was like, yeah, well, I was tired. I'm like, okay. Tired doesn't equal ignorance. Like you willfully said, this is extra. I don't need this. Just, nope, don't need it. Not like, oh shit, I forgot something. Let me go back to the last 2 I touched and then put it back in. Mm-hmm. This was almost 30 units. Problems.
That's always I throw phones together and then I look over at my mat and I see that one piece and I'm like, shit. And I got to ask you where it is if I can't find it, or you tear the whole thing apart, get it back in there. Like,
there's redo time.
Yeah.
We used to do this with our 1099 guys when I first started and didn't have payroll or anything. I'd have guys 1099 from other companies work part-time on just projects. And so when they would do a job, they'd quote you $200 for. If they did it and they did it wrong and they had to redo it, they'd come back by as a legitimate business person, redo the work. That's not capable for people who are on payroll, and California is real fussy about it. So I paid them. I gave them the money. I was like, hey, thanks for the after hours work. Appreciate it. It was off site. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You know? And from there, I was like fucking livid that I had paid this kid to work and do this shit, and he just didn't care. I was like, I made it very clear, like this needs to be done right. We went over the first like 20 together. And he just kept going and just fucking it up and not caring. The real thing, when I confronted him about it today, he was like, oh, no, that didn't happen. And I'm like, so where's this pile of parts come from? How does this happen?
These exist.
I don't know.
It's factual.
Like, you can't say it's not factual or not a real thing. Matrix didn't just bust and unscrew all this shit and hand it to me. But so after that, I was like, okay, I'm good. I was feeling warmth. I was like, it's a good day. And then I even gave advice to a person on Facebook. I was like, hey, a guy I don't know very well, but a guy had cheated on his wife, reached out to another lady. He's in a family similar to mine. I think you know him on Facebook. I'll tell you about him after. But so a guy had got caught cheating by reaching out to another woman, texting, sexting, doing the thing. And I've been in that situation before. I have tried to reach out. When I was dating my wife, 2012, 2013, I had tried to cheat on her. I was unhappy in the relationship, looking for a way out. Reached out to an ex. Was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Come party. She was like, yeah, sure. Never did. And the next day she found out. I was drunk. I made a bunch of excuses why it was. I was just truly unhappy at the time. And so I was like, well, shit, I'm having a good day. I'll give this guy some advice, how I got through it, how me and her got through it, and especially when we got back together. And sure as shit, I guess I helped. So I was feeling good. I was like, well, man, did a good thing today. Then I gave $150 off on a repair to somebody. Not even 20 minutes later, family drama. Family drama always gets me. I don't know why. There's nothing in this world worse than getting a text message and being like, well, he's crazy again. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
I was like, what's the new family stuff?
So apparently, my wife goes tanning with her mother. So apparently my father saw them at the light, flipped a bitch, followed them back to the house in a fast manner, and then sat in the car across the street. And my mother-in-law went out to talk to him, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And apparently he was just sitting there and talked to her. Whether they talk about it, I have no idea. I'm going to find out in just a minute. It's just crazy. That's a never-ending thing, which is really fucking weird. Why can't it just be left alone?
Never.
The world is ending in a fucking flaming pile of shit.
This is the, I didn't remember if we did this on the podcast or not, but this is the,
Oh, no, I showed you that clip.
yeah, you showed me the clip and I found an article on it.
No way. Tell me they found the guys. So basically, in the context here, guy comes in, it's 1:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Ski mask, going, put your hands on the ground, with an AR-15.
Hands up.
Hands up. In the doorway, the guy kind of pops back behind, goes from here, pops back behind this like steel wall, grabs a shotgun, reaches up within time, arms up, pop. All of a sudden, the guy like turns around when he sees the gun, barely from here, goes and turns, gets shot in the shoulder.
Catches it all in the shoulder.
And it says, he shot my arm off. Our man flees. 80-year-old store owner shots fired. So basically, he does that. It's Norco City in Riverside County from North Los Angeles. I knew it was in the country. I would always protect my employees, my customers, myself. This instance, fortunately, I was by myself, so only to worry about. I took care of it, and that was that. The store owner said identified by CBS LA Craig Cope told the station. The Riverside County Sheriff Department reported the 4 hooded suspects with their faces covered pulled up to the business in a BMW SUV and entered the store with rifles pointed. Only one entered the store.
One guy came in.
Fired a single round behind it, striking one of the robbers. The owner appears to duck behind the counter as the suspects flee, is heard screaming, he shot my arm off. The video was hilarious. Sheriffs reported deputies found the 23-year-old gunman at a local hospital suffering a gunshot wound consistent with a shotgun blast. He was in critical but stable condition on Monday, and officials said he would be booked into jail when released from the hospital. That's crazy. So they got his ass. Shot his arm.
You get an injury like that. It's like the car accidents you think
if
you
I
could
was desperate enough,
from.
I wouldn't. I'd bleed out.
But I'm saying you go for help, you're caught. Good luck, your life's saved, but they're gonna find you. It's like one of my friends got rear-ended by a car, hit and run. It was a white car. We got the license plate and gave it to the police. The police called all the auto shops. If you see a car meeting this description, let us know. It's the fucking guy. He was trying to get his detailed work done on his front bumper.
We're still due for an armed robbery. We've had a bunch of snatch and grabs. And statistically, I'm going to say we're due for an armed robbery.
Yeah.
We're trained. It's unfortunate, but it's statistics are math, and math never lies. It says that we're due for one. We've had 8 break-ins in 8 years. So 8 overnight break-ins. We've had 6 snatch and grabs, 1 knife. Knife didn't work out so well. We just kind of backed up and we're like, nope. And then when I pulled, we're good. But that happened in 2017. That's one of the reasons why I bought my first gun. When I got out of the military, I didn't care so much for guns. I was like, no, I dealt with armaments.
I've done my time with guns. I'm over it.
Yeah, because I was an armory sergeant. So
it
was more like I fixed everyone else's fuck-ups with firearms, kept track, notated how many rounds, what you got checked out, what you got checked in. It was just mundane. And so I kind of was like, I don't really need one. If I need one, or if I had one, I'd probably use one. And I had a big temper when I got out of the military. And it didn't suit me well with my wife at the time, didn't suit me well with family. But after a lot of treatment, I'm better. So I was like, okay, 2020, here's my problem though. Now I'm very impulsive because of whatever ADHD or ADD that I have. And so it's never like I want to order something and wait. I will buy immediately. So I always take a trip down to Sportsman's and I'm like, oh, $500-$700, you know? Yeah, I'll buy it right now. Okay, wait 10 days. That's fine. But I know that tag.
It's as immediate as you can get.
It's as immediate in California. But if it was Oklahoma,
they would hand you a gun and say,
same day.
Yeah.
Yep. Same day. Here you go.
He asks for a gun in Oklahoma and they say, and here's your taxes.
Well, here's the problem. In California, with California ID card, if you go to Oklahoma, they won't sell to you at all. No ammunition, no nothing. I can buy, what is it? Not Terminex. Thermite. It's like the exploding powder.
Yeah. The super flaming. You know.
Exactly. So I bought a bunch of that, shot that with my 40. It popped fine. We were shooting the AR-15 by Luke, her cousin. Dude had never cleaned his gun. Never. Like not once. So I showed him how to break down, clean, maintain his weapon. I did that on the 4th of July. Broke down mine, cleaned it. That's when CJ shot my gun. And he was super excited to shoot that thing. I think I've mentioned it a bunch of times, but it's so crazy to think that somebody would own an AR-15 and not be able to clean it.
That's the freaking the Sportsman gun. Everyone I know who has one busts them down, custom builds them, mods them. Like that's your like a Scions or a car that like it's one of those things where people work on these. People do these all the time.
But it's a hobby.
Glocks. It's a whole hobby. It's a whole dang thing.
Yeah, I've got my Gucci Glock. I've got my Gucci.
You've done a lot of work on yours.
Exactly. I've got my 40 caliber as my ride or die.
That's your go-to personal defense kind of gun.
Concealed carry, my CC permit, you know, which I'm still waiting on my interview. Thank you very much. But it's one of those things. They're supposed to loosen up restrictions. They really haven't. I still haven't got my interview. I think I have to reapply. But it's crazy to me to think that people don't maintain that type of, when you get a firearm and you know the weight of a firearm, like I knew the weight when I bought it. I was like, okay, now I got a new responsibility. I need to know when, where, and how at all times this thing is, especially having children. If you own a firearm, you need to know where it's at all times. So I know where all 10 of my guns are now. But that's also the problem. I went in 2 years and now I own over 10 firearms. Personally, I think I have an impulse problem. But also, I like the variety that anywhere, anytime I go somewhere, I have access to protection. So it's a weird, like you got all these states trying to ban rifles, this, that, attachments, ammunition, etc. Taking all the fun out of it. I don't think it's a hobby. I think it's more like if I have an issue, whatever may come, I know the pistol that will get me the furthest shot. I know the one that will get me the most direct damage. I know the one shot, one kill pistol. Depending on how quick, I know the reload times. I know the ones that are fully loaded. I know the ones that are ready to bang. That's the type of firearm mentality I have. So if I'm in a position, like here, I have 3 at the store. All 3 are under lock and key. I've got the code. I've got the access. But if you gave that to me 10 years ago, it would have been all fun and games. Like, all right, let's go out back shooting. Let's do stupid shit. Let's set up some cans.
Put up a bunch of bottles.
Let's leave it in my car armed without a lockbox. Like I would have done stupid shit. So now all the government that's talking about banning all this shit, I'm like, I understand if you, in my opinion, if they up the gun ownership age to like 25, you'd have so much less issue. You got a lot of straw purchases at like 20, 21, 18 in certain states where they'll buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, report it lost if there's something wrong with it. But boy, there's a lot of those guys that are, once they mature a little from like 20 to 25, they'd be like, oh shit, okay, got a little more to lose here. Because back in the day at 18, you had a lot to lose. Nowadays, 18 is just getting your life started. When I was 17, life was, what's the word I'm looking for? When you were 17, it was all blasé, start your life. You could piss off for 2 years, do whatever you wanted, go backpack across Germany.
Yeah.
Didn't have the money to do it, but if I wanted to, I could have. I ended up just joining the military. Yeah, I was like, I can't afford to backpack through Germany. Hopefully I get stationed in Germany. It was a great idea at the time. But I was just so fed up with guns. Nowadays, I go every month and try and buy one. But Oklahoma really pissed me off when I tried to buy one and they wouldn't sell them.
They're like, out of state. Nope.
So why don't you own a firearm?
Because you said you were going to give me one.
I asked you, I was like, hold on, do you want a firearm? Because that's when
you
I
said
had.
you were going to get me one for a housewarming party.
Oh,
and then I never had the party.
No. I also asked you if you wanted one when I had the access to the buildables. And then you never answered me. Yeah. And if you want a gun, I'll get you a gun.
Yeah. We got to go shooting though.
Yeah.
Got to maintain that. Got to know how it works. Because your guns, I'm not
mine are a little larger. Most of mine are 40s, 45s. I've got a couple of 9mm. The 9mm I have are like a Glock 34. It's a longer barrel, a little more precision, a little less kick. But Glock 19 will probably work for you pretty well. It's the most sold gun in America. So when you can find them in stock, they're really nice. But I wonder what the prices are right now with the recession.
I haven't looked. Last time I was looking at revolvers, but I was still with Sarah at that time. So that's like freaking 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
The world, so much changed in the last 6 months.
Prices are up on everything. Availability's down. What's a Glock?
Less movies and TV shows are being produced.
And they're all lower quality.
And I'm a cinephile. So I'm looking forward to, on Friday, the new Sandman's coming out on Netflix.
Glock 19. Not a single one for sale on the internet.
No, you can't buy them on the internet.
Can't buy them on the internet?
No.
Okay.
You can buy kits to buy parts for them, but then still you need to buy the upper or the lower is the gun. The slide, the barrel, the firing pin, none of that is the gun. Those are accessories. That is not part of the pistol. That is not part of the firing mechanism, even though it is the firing mechanism. The lower, the part you hold to the government, is the gun. Really weird.
They're like $550, $600. That's if you go to like Bass Pro or Sportsman or...
Yeah, they're usually in stock.
Local only. Huh.
Yeah, I told you. So if you go to an FFL or a dealer, basically you can transfer ownership from one person to another, but I never typically buy, like when we went to that gun show, $4,300 for that Glock. It was like pimped out. You're talking about
the Deadpool
one,
or whatever that
one.
Sick.
Dude, it was a comic book nerd's fucking jizz dream. Absolutely. It was the golden gun, so to speak. It was the one shot, one kill, 9mm. I loved that, the look of that thing. I was so close to spending $4,000 on it, but then I was like, Nowadays it's probably like $6,000. It was up there in price at the time too. Boy, that was a good gun, but it was not worth the 10 guns I could have bought in the meantime and did buy in the meantime, because now my collection is growing stronger and stronger. But we have this thing in the store. If you do not have firearms in your store and you live in a high crime area, it is definitely a comfort to know that you have a protection. If your guys are trained and it's good team building exercise, take out your employees to go shooting. It's not a left versus right thing. It's everyone should be trained on how to defend themselves flat out, safely, securely. Don't go to the backwoods ones where they're like, hey, $50, I'll put some meat on a hook and let you guys shoot it, see what it's like for the real thing. They got that out in the Midwest. I don't know why. It is not like that in California. It is very delegated and straightforward, and you got this empty slot to shoot into up to 50 yards. If you move that firearm in any motion upward or downward that's not in a safe area, they're coming at you.
The dude's coming down to rip that out of your hands, punch you in the face, kick you out.
Drop kick the fuck out of you. And they can beat the shit out of you and then drag you out.
A lethal danger to everyone in there. They can
like the kid,
detain
we
you.
had somebody who had cocked their AK-47 ammunition, started pointing at his family. So we snatched it from him, unloaded, cleared the jam, gave it back to him, was like, point down. That's the type of shit. But man, they're trying to they took away disabled veterans' stock risers for their pistols. So like imagine a vet has one arm.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I remember you talking about this. Yeah.
Holding his firearm like this, there's a strap that goes on this wrist. So he can dismount, pull the mag out, do whatever with one hand. Banned. Gun ban went through for that. They're just doing stupid shit at Capitol Hill. I can't tell you how or why these people vote to take away the freedom to modify, maneuver, and create your own life. But they do it at every turn. It's sad. Government.
Especially if it's an accessibility thing like that. That to me is no more different than you need to secure your gun at all times. That needs to be secured with your gun at all times.
Next, they ban holsters because then they're,
because then you aren't open carrying at all times or something.
They can't see that you're pointing it at someone. Ooh. Pelosi.
Well, the gun's pointing down in a holster. It could ricochet. Unsafe.
In Mexico, they fire it in the air and then wait for the bullets to come down so they could play, what is it? I don't know the name of molten lava. It's like rocks from the sky.
They're playing Pompeii?
Yeah, basically. It's you've seen the shows where they're like, and they shoot in the air a bunch of times. That shit, what goes up must come down.
It does.
It comes straight down. So then there's a lot of death.
If you're lucky, it comes near you and almost kills you. If you're unlucky, it goes a county over and who knows what the fuck happens.
Or it kills your kids, your family members. Do not shoot in the air. Don't even shoot at the ground. Ricochets are a real thing.
Don't shoot at water either. That's some crazy shit.
You've seen it, yeah.
Some dude was shooting at a lake and it bounced off the lake, crossed the mountain ravine, fucking lit up some dude's living room.
But it's the shit you don't. If you can't tell me where that is going to go and end.
If you can't confidently be like, it's going right there, don't shoot.
Shooting into sand, right? Like a very thick, you got to know the caliber of a weapon. You got to know how far back the hill is, stuff like that. Hills are good because there's too much.
It's too much bullshit.
Yeah, it's too much. It's not going to ricochet. 99.999. That's about the best percentage.
Hill, but
if it's rocky, you don't fire into it.
Yeah.
We used to fire into a ravine when I was in Korea. We were shooting an M2, like butterfly style. And the rock soldiers were like, yeah, you fire. So we jump in, we let off like 150 rounds each. And boy, it was good. It was so fun until we got the news from the first sergeant while we were on our 7-day field trip, we called it. And he was like, so who's going down to catch the rocks and the brass that are down there now in the quarry? Boy, there was hundreds of thousands of spent rounds that we all had to go clean out. Mm-hmm. It was nuts. And the amount of rocks and like bullets that were near where we were shooting, like they had ricocheted, scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Never doing that again.
That's always you're fucking around on that. And then you look at your homie who's clutching his gut or some shit, kind of ricochet. That's fucking terrifying. You just want to fuck around and you found out.
It's crazy. But, eventually there will be new, younger people in the states that can be elected to these positions and breed some fucking common sense into people. Because I don't care if they're left or right. It's common sense on certain things. You want to write it into a bill, write it into your pact, get your money for it. Cool. You got constituents you got to have supported. There's crazy people out there like ban all guns except for the cops who have guns. Ban all guns from everybody except for the military who has guns. Ban all guns in general. You want to ban all guns? Take them all away.
No guns on the planet.
Yeah, just no guns. What? Do Red Sun Superman this shit. All firearms everywhere. Gone. Have some Superman take it away. It's the only way you're going to have.
If only.
Criminals are not going to stop getting access to guns because you take away all guns.
That's how the catch of you make a law to surrender all your guns, so now only criminals have guns.
It's stupid. Well, I think that's where we'll leave it. We'll see where the world's at tomorrow. We'll see you all later. Make sure you hit that button, subscribe, hit the share button. Let your grandma know. She's waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
Later.
Factual.
Yeah, life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will probably